You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
No one will even know that this is a monument.
Monument?
This is a monument.
I always thought monuments were like the statues in front of the town hall.
Well, these are monuments, too. And a monument can tell a lot about a person's life.
Hey folks, it's Blake, creator of Abandoned, the All-American Ruins podcast. Before we begin, a quick note about what you're about to hear. This episode is the finale of a 4-part project embedded inside Season 4. A sort of season within a season. It's called Fading Transmissions from a Republic of Ruins. This project is being developed not just as a podcast, but as a live audio theater piece. The first movement premiered on stage last December during my residency at Green Box Arts, and also served as the Season 4 opener. The remaining movements are still evolving for the stage. But rather than keep them locked inside a theater, I wanted to share them here as standalone audio episodes. And who knows, the entire show might change anyway. Meanwhile, what you're about to hear is movement number 4, the finale of that larger work adapted for the podcast, which will exist for your listening pleasure while the live version continues to grow and evolve. You can think of it as a transmission pulled from a much longer signal, unfinished, in motion, and meant to be shared. So, let's begin. Oh, and as always, I have one final quick note before we get started. As I said, this is an immersive storytelling piece, and it's best listened to with headphones on, imagination on, and everything else turned off. Welcome to Abandoned, the All-American Ruins podcast. Season 4, Part 4, Fading Transmissions from a Gas Station Altar of Shoes.
You know, Melissa, there's a lot of symbolism in monument making.
What's symbolism?
That means certain things have certain meanings. Look at this. There are lots of symbols that are used. See how the design is all woven together?
Huh?
That's
I leave Glen Rio with a heartache I clutch in my hands. Then let go of it as twilight falls around the car, blazing across New Mexico, headed for California. I have no idea what's to come. But here's the thing about leaving a place too soon. Your body remembers the heartache, and your imagination fills in the rest. Glen Rio dissolves in the rear-view mirror, but the longing stays and becomes a compass. And before long, the land changes. The horizon stretches, and the sky pulls wider. I make it to the Mojave Desert, where the final 2 ruins await.
The whole thing is that a little thought put into the choosing of a monument can make it more than just a stone to mark a grave, but really a memorial to a person's life.
Today, the desert beckons to man once again. To Joshua Tree National Monument, they come from nearby metropolitan areas and from around the world to be challenged and inspired by what the desert has to offer.
I guess when I came to Joshua Tree, I did not expect that there were going to be ruins. This is really excellent.
Somewhere in Joshua Tree National Park, near the protected gravesite of the Wall Street Mill, you'll find what's left of the Wonderland Ranch ruins. It's a concrete foundation, a lone chimney, a hearth, and 2 sunburned pink walls with rough window frames that look more like memories than actual structures. Mother Nature is halfway through reclaiming the whole thing, and honestly, who can blame her? If I were the Mojave Desert, I'd take it all back too.
I mean, this takes ruins to a whole new level.
I walk across the homestead slowly, carefully, as if I'm playing a game of capture the flag or sardines.
This is just barely a structure.
I wonder if the space is tired and just wants to be left alone. I understand that, and I know the ghosts do too.
Fabulous. I'm so glad that I came here.
Solitude can be a deeply romantic and comforting feeling. 2 walls, a chimney, a slab of floor. That's all that's left of who knows how many other people's lives. Their dinner table conversations, arguments, laughter. Their losses, their good nights and mornings that start off on the wrong side of the bed. Hopes, disappointments. And then, tucked off the path, something that tickles me.
Now, what does this say here?
A marker. A carbon copy of the original, which was defaced and taken away by the National Park Service in order to protect its historical and cultural significance.
Gravestone.
It's a ghoulish headstone. Sloppily carved into it.
Here is where
Worth Bagley bit the dust at the hand of W.F. Keys, May 11th, 1943. Over what, you ask? Well, land.
But there is one form of wealth that never ends, the land itself. For with land comes freedom.
That's right. Worth Bagley died in 1943 after a bitter, years-long land dispute with homesteader Bill Keys erupted into violence. Keys shot Bagley in what he claimed was self-defense, was convicted of manslaughter, and sent to San Quentin. But after years of appeals, and evidence that the feud was far more complicated than the verdict allowed, he was ultimately pardoned. This all on the land we now know as Joshua Tree National Park. That was 1943, really not that long ago. Decades later, and the desert still doesn't give a shit.
What's the Meryl Streep line from Devil Wears Prada? Where she's like, florals, springtime, groundbreaking. Men fighting. Groundbreaking.
I stand and stare at this fragile little stone made of ego, smack dab in the middle of a national park that is actively erasing it grain by grain. It's almost funny. Or, I don't know, maybe it's tragic. Or maybe those two things are the same out here. I really can't help but laugh. It's almost impressive the way we naturally obsess and fight over land that really isn't ours. We invent legislation. We kill over it. And then, eventually, we die. And the desert doesn't bat an eye. And maybe this is why the Mojave feels like a giant memory box left out in the sun. Everything we think is permanent isn't. Everything we cling to becomes porous, gets bleached, or freezes, then melts into carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, ash. Everything we build eventually goes away again. Somehow humans feel compelled to find strange ways to attempt and preserve their own memories by inventing the peculiar concept of legacy. Take the Mojave Shoe Station just up the road, for example.
For here, modern man can learn more about himself and his place in the world around him. The lessons learned from the desert can stimulate him in the search.
Depending on who you ask, it's in Rice. Or Blythe. Maybe Earp. Vidal. I even saw one person claim it was in Frida, but everyone agrees on one thing. It sits on California 62, just outside of 29 Palms, in the Mojave Desert.
The Sierra Nevada is a barrier, and little moisture finds its way over the mountains into the great dry valleys that lie below. Sprawling across some 20,000 square miles of California and Nevada is the Mojave Desert. Once this was a region of clear water lakes. They began to dry up over 20,000 years ago. Since then, man has been unwelcome here.
Really, all you need to know is that it's an abandoned service station with an accompanying outbuilding and foundation for another building that is no more. Oh, and that all three structures are completely swarmed by shoes.
Now, for other men, the desert holds a different promise. Here there is a splendor and a solitude, the desolate beauty of a hostile land, the great Mojave Desert.
Old shoes. At first glance, it is hard to believe. No way, I think. I almost drive right past it because it's late, and I know it's going to haunt me if I don't go back. So I ask the tiny caravan in my head, can we please turn around? Just so I can stand in and see whatever this was for myself. It's an accidental monument, a community altar without a blueprint. Shoes nailed, tied, wedged and scrunched into every inch of what used to be a service station. A totem of silence and death, of celebration and mourning, of the 99% and everyone trying to climb out of it. Of childbirth and family, of hermitage and solo wandering, of the people who come here trying to find themselves, and the people trying to find America, the part we didn't steal. Which is to say, none of it.
Every year in many places in the United States, American Indians gather to dress as their ancestors did, and to dance the dances and sing the songs of long ago. Thousands of tourists come to see these events.
Shoes of every kind. Boots scribbled with people's names. Paige, Phoenix, Sam, and Mama Donna. Gray track shoes with Sharpie on the sole. My honey bunches of oats. Gen D. A pair of Vans with a red ribbon. Cheap orange Aldo heels with a mirror glued to the bottom, the exact mirror where I catch my own reflection, exhausted and tiny.
For these colorful people and their customs have left a deep imprint on American life.
A steering wheel from a vintage car, the stuffed head of a dog, tongue sticking out, almost choking on its own symbolism. Family reunion t-shirts. Band long sleeves, sports jerseys, club league, little league, professional league, even a minor league baseball team, an old carton of Minute Maid orange juice because nobody likes scurvy.
Minute Maid tastes like fresh squeezed, sweet and delicious.
A torn American flag flapping. A silken and stale fallen soldier, only about 25% of it left. Still trying to salute the setting sun.
Not very long ago, this whole land was there. And every tribe had its own particular way of living, in which dances like these often played an important part. But now these dances are mostly reminders of a past that is completely different from the kind of world American Indians must live in today.
Minute Maid orange juice tastes like fresh squeezed.
Suddenly it feels like a subtle, irresponsible, environmentally corrosive tourist trap complete with a Google Maps entry. A roadside scab turned checkbox on your millennial desert road trip. I glance across the highway at abandoned rail cars. Dented tracks. Behind the forgotten line of commerce, a rusted silo screams Team Freedom in caps lock white block letters. I have this ache in my stomach that somehow feels like hope and despair at the same time. Look what humans can make out of trash. Real, tangible magic, all of it glowing under a lavender and robin's egg blue and creamsicle sky. The melting sun behind the Palin Mountains. Maybe this is how we learn to survive the apocalypse. Not by hoarding, not by killing each other over deeds of land, but by building strange, scrappy, beautiful things together. Even if we disagree politically, socially, or culturally, even if we'd never speak again. Even if some of these people probably hate me, or vice versa. Here, in this shoe graveyard, we're all doing the same thing, leaving something behind or honoring the people who did. I don't leave a pair of shoes, but I do offer a prayer. And I don't remember what that prayer is after I say it. Something hopeful, I guess. Maybe something about how we all die. And that's that. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the 4th season of Abandoned, the All-American Ruins podcast. Join me every other week as I take you on an immersive sonic journey, recounting my expeditions of abandoned spaces across the United States, which I transform into fantastical audio experiences that allow you, dear listener, to dive into my imagination with me or maybe inspire you to go out and use your own. If you don't want to miss it, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And please remember to subscribe, rate, and review, but only if you're up for it. Also, if you like to read or enjoy amateur photography, just know that each episode this season is adapted from the original All-American Ruins blog, where you can catch up on more of my adventures. Just visit allamericanruins.com or follow me on Instagram at allamericanruins. Abandoned, the All-American Ruins podcast is hosted, written, edited, and produced by me, Blake File, with studio space courtesy of Radio Kingston, WKNY, AM 1490, FM 1079 in Kingston, New York. Special thanks to both Stev and my big brother Ryan for providing very valuable feedback on every episode this season, and my brilliant mother Beth for editing every blog post that I ever transformed into these audio adventures. Also, I'd like to thank Greenbox Arts for giving me the resources and space to come start building this little season within a season of fading transmissions from a Republic of Ruins. And, of course, thank you, my friend, for taking the time to explore these abandoned spaces with me.